Part Ones, it is Friday, July the 8th. We made it to Friday, yay. And there were no technical difficulties today, except on my end. My computer's really slow, so I've had a really challenging day trying to work on today's course. I did videotape a message earlier this morning, and it ended up being too long and I couldn't download it and my computer was really slow. So what I'm going to do is probably do this in 3 parts. I'm just about to start my timer so that it will tell me when to end this section, and so that I can actually post it to YouTube, okay? The reason why it's longer is because I just want to wrap up this week and add in all the little things that I might have forgotten. Then I want to talk about what's coming up next week and set everything up for next week. And then of course I want to end with the Gospel of the Day. So that's where the 3 segments are going to be. All right? So first of all, I just wanted to just mention that the evaluation of this course, I just kind of assumed it was somewhere in the preamble of when you signed up for WACTAP, but there was a question posted to the discussion board, to the lounge, and so I want to share that with everybody now, that you're evaluated on what you put in your Dropbox after every module, right? So there's 6 modules, so there's 6 assignments that are being officially evaluated, and it's a pass-fail. So I'm going to give you some positive feedback, some constructive criticism. If you do not meet the expectations, if somehow you didn't get the assignment right, I would then tell you where you can add things, where you went wrong, and then you would resubmit, okay? And it's not so much a punishment, but this is a learning process, you know? We're here to learn, to get better at what we're doing, so I hope you recognize that that's what the process is, okay? Also, an important part is always participation. If you were face-to-face, it's a part of the evaluation is also, did you do the readings? Are you participating in class? Are you adding to the discussions, to the group work, all that stuff? And that's being done on a daily basis. There's an expectation almost every day that you're going to be posting and commenting on other people's discussions. So I am keeping score. Here's my little sheet, and I do read all your discussions, everything that's posted, everything that's how anyone's responded, and I do check off to make sure everyone's on track. That's part of my job, because if you're falling behind, it's up to me to give you gentle reminders or a phone call to make sure everything's okay and that you're progressing in a way that you can get caught up in a timely fashion. Because you got to keep up with the conversation. That's really important, okay? So we're coming to Friday. Friday we're posting, but Saturday, Sunday we're off, and there is no official posts. But if you want to work ahead, please feel free. And my second video for today will talk about next week's work, so I'll probably answer some of the questions that you might have. But if you want to take the weekend off, beautiful. Enjoy the weekend, enjoy your family, take a rest. It's been a busy week. You just ended a busy school year, went right into another busy week, okay? I hope we fixed all the technical difficulties. We didn't have any. I didn't get any emails today, so I'm really happy. I think we're up and running. I think we more or less figured it out. And again, but if at any point you guys are struggling with it, let me know. Don't be frustrated with stuff. If I'm not clear about some of the expectations, if something is frustrating you or making this a difficult process, let me know. Don't wait to the end to tell me. If there's anything I could fix along the way, I want to be able to fix it so that you have a really positive experience. I want you to learn. I want you to be excited about faith. And so we need to fix these things as we go along. So just don't hold back on anything here, okay? I'm here to serve you. This is what I signed up for. This is my ministry, you know, to make sure that you get through the curriculum. But also I'm here for you, to listen to you if you are having some issues, if you're struggling with your faith, if there's something you want to discuss, something you're sitting with that's not sitting right with you. My goodness, give me a call. Email me. Say you want to talk to me on the phone. That's what I'm here for, okay? So I hope we have that pretty clear, and we're good with that. So just to backtrack for a second in terms of the course outline, I'm sitting here in my office where I got all my books, all my stuff in front of me here, so I can go through all this with you guys. In the course outline, you're going to see the 6 modules. So we've done the getting started. We've just finished the church past and present. This is the new module to the course, is church history. And then we're into the 4 modules that have kind of always been in the religious ed course. Scripture, ethics and morality, sacraments, and faith. Okay, so scripture, foundational. We have to know our story. It's really important. church history, we just, dabbled in it. Father Barron's video is excellent. Go back to it. Watch it a couple of times. There's so much information there, just like the Enduring Gift. Watch it a couple of times, or watch it at the beginning of every school year, okay? Because there's so much information there in terms of church history. Scripture, we start next week, and I'll talk about that in a minute in terms of the Bible quiz and everything. Morality and ethics is a huge part of who we are as Catholic Christians, and this is the reason why a lot of people who are not Catholic Christians send their kids to Catholic schools. Like a lot of Muslim families will send their children to a Catholic school because they believe their child is going to be formed in morals and values that is good for them and for society. Even though they're a different faith, people who are open to faith see the goodness in all faiths and see the commonality in terms of that we're all working towards something good. Okay, so that's why often we'll have a lot of Muslim kids and kids of other faiths sign up for the Catholic school system. Sacraments, we have a sacramental identity as Catholic educators, and so that's going to be huge. We'll talk about that. And then, of course, we end this experience in faith. Okay? So those are the modules. That's the expectations, how you're being evaluated. So I hope that's clear, and that if you have any more questions, please do email me or message me, and I will hopefully add some clarity to that, okay? I'm going to send you guys a handout, okay? I did a retreat for my staff a couple of years ago on the history of Catholic education. So I started with the Enduring Gift, and I took a day actually to unpack the history of Catholic ed in a retreat format with my staff. That's how important I think it is, because we really have to know where we came from in order for us to see the value of the system we have. And when it comes time to fight for it, people have to know what they're fighting for and why they're fighting to keep this system. And if we don't know our story, we're not going to know what we're fighting about, okay? Because every so often, it does come up where people try to take us down, where they want to dismantle us. And we got to stand up and know what we're talking about, okay? So for this retreat, I did all these Bristol boards with a timeline because I was going old school because there was no technology at the retreat center. But then I came back to the school and realized I wanted to give my staff something hands-on. So I did this timeline in 2 pages, but I went all the way to Abraham. So just give you a bit of church history because our system is rooted in our church history. But then I go a little bit more detailed when we get to Ontario history and then Catholic education, which starts in 1984. But the very last section here on the second page, the last question I put under 2016, I put, what is our sacrifice? How does our story continue? Who is writing our story? And so I'm just going to reiterate what I said yesterday. I want you guys to think about what's our sacrifice today. I want you to post it to the lounge. I want you to talk about it with friends. I want you to think about it because there should be some sort of element of sacrifice. I said there's sacrifice in our family, there's sacrifice in our, in our faith story. And there's been a huge sacrifice in the history of Catholic education. The religious who started our schools in Ontario, they started our schools, they started our healthcare system. They gave us the foundation of what we enjoy today, but they were able to do that because they didn't have a mortgage, they didn't have a family, they didn't have to send kids off to university or get them married. All their energy, all their resources went into helping society establish some sort of social structure. And that's why the religious gave so much to Ontario. The first textbook in Catholic education, no, the first textbook in education in Ontario, before there was Catholic education, was the Bible. First textbook. So it was the religious that gave a lot. But today, we can't do that. We can't give up our homes. We need to put a roof on our heads. We need to feed our families. We need to survive in this society that we live in, get our kids to university, get them married, all kinds of things, so we can't give up our pay. So what is the sacrifice for teachers in 2016? How are we going to keep this enduring gift going into the future? What are teachers in 50 or 100 years going to say in Religious Ed Part 1 when they're doing the history of Catholic education and they're looking back to the beginning of the 21st century? What are they going to say about us? How did we contribute to the story? How did we contribute with what kind of sacrifice we were able to give to make sure that this moved forward? There goes my alarm, just in time, because I'm wrapping up part 1 here, and I'm going to start another video and talk about what we're going to do next week. All right, see you in a bit.